Our community is rooted in love of diversity, inclusivity. We are proud to be a culturally centered LGBTQIA plus supportive and pro-science community. We prioritized our mission statement to be very specific, to speak to very specific things, because we wanted our focus to be on acceptance, equality, science, and resilience of just equipping our kids of what the world is. We wanted them to understand what love is, and that's built into our mission. Great. Our vision. So our vision it's pretty explanatory. We would like academically challenging, culturally affirming, and emotionally supportive environment. We do center Black, Brown, and Indigenous cultures while celebrating diversity and mutual support. Again, that was very intentional. And we want collaboration, learning from one another, and growth as a cooperative community. And we are rooted in love, respect, and mutual support. The big take back is that we are a community, and what you give to a community is what you're going to get back. We are wanting our kids to grow up with community and memories. And so we a lot of times put our best foot forward to create that for our kids. And so when you're entering in our community, please, give so that your kids could get just as much as ours are. Right. So what is a co-op? Elsa, have you ever participated in a co-op before? Did she leave? I think she got booted. She might have to do the link. Oh, no, she's here. Or she might not be present. I know everyone else is because they're currently in the co-op. So a lot of homeschooling families prior to this year have never participated in a co-op. So we are a collaborative community for parents and students. We value active parent involvement in teaching. We are not a drop-off co-op. And there's other spaces that ours just is not. We like diverse classes, hands-on learning. We believe in social interaction, skill development, and friendship. So there's things a co-op can offer that we necessarily can't in a one-on-one space with our kids at home. And we like to connect with like-minded families. If you're been in the homeschooling world, it's very crucial to identify what your principles are, because there's so many different co-ops that meet so many different needs for different families. Ours is, again, secular, diverse, inclusive space, and we want to promote academic, social, and emotional growth. That's why we rely on Ms. Tempe leading us in social emotional learning, because there is value in developing that in a social setting. All right, what makes us different? We value culture, collaboration, creativity, critical thinking. A lot of our field trips, especially this year, recently, have fit into one of these categories. It's important, I believe, if they fit into these categories, they also help build empathy. And I think we all can agree the world needs more empathy. Oh, you can change it. All right, so our co-op requirements going into spring 2024, we require that you at least attend 2 field trips from the big group before joining our co-op. And that's more so just to make sure that, did you message Tiffany, Jen? I see she keeps popping in and out. Oh, you're on mute. Okay, well, I'll keep going. So it's because it's just to make sure that your family is a right fit for our co-op, our co-op's a right fit for your family, and that our principles align. And so this is just to help us and you out. And there's many different co-ops, so this isn't the end all be all for things. Something else that's new for the co-op in 2024 is we are going to do background checks, and that will incur a fee. We're still vetting different companies for that, but again, that's to protect, our kids. And so what that would look like. So for me, In the past, my husband has substituted for me. So that means there's a likelihood that he will pop in and out. So I would need a background check as well as him. He would need a background check because he will be there for the children. So if that's you have a switching out space, those people who are participating will need a background check, and there will be more information relatively soon about the process. So we also require engage in class planning, teaching, and assisting. We are requiring all parents to submit a lesson plan. And I think we underestimated that sometimes that can be a big task for someone who's never participated in co-op before, who has anxiety speaking in front of groups. And so we are going to lean on Kia to help with a co-op teacher development. She's been working on this amazing list on different classes that have, like, some of them have scripts and resources. And we're going to do a co-op teacher development that'll help plan that out so that you can have more support, because we want everybody in our community to feel supported in their co-op contributions. And we are asking that you uphold a culture of respect, inclusivity, and cultural awareness, and attend the Level Up Co-op Teacher Development Workshop. So that was what I was talking about in the blue circle. We do require that. And also, it's a good opportunity to share. Some of us have longer experience. Some of us have education backgrounds, and it is going to be like a training, but it's also going to be a time where we can share resources. Much like we did at the beginning of this semester, we did a taco and curriculum night, which was really fun. Everyone bought resources and we were able to pick each other's brains. And that helped me in my own personal homeschooling journey. And even though this is going on my 6th year. All right, we are asking to be aware of what actively anti-racist means, educating oneself about racial injustices, speaking up about racism, supporting policies. We do value allies. We just ask allies do the work. And I believe Tempe has like a really great list of books that she can share in the group. And the ways that you can have these conversations is reading books, exposing your kids to diversity, so that they can foster an understanding of unique challenges faced by Black, Brown, and Indigenous people. All right, so getting into what co-op will look like for spring of 2024. This is our current model. We meet at Cafe College on Wednesdays from 10 a.m. to 2:30, and we will start back up on January 17th. And we also will have an open house, and we'll go over parent-student responsibilities, our handbook, liability waivers. So that would be a required day as well. Tempe or Jen, Jen or Kia, do y'all have anything to add if I'm missing anything? No? Okay. So this is what our current class schedule looks like. We do have a morning meeting where we do SEL exercises, which is social emotional learning. And we have a first period, a second period, lunch break, third period, and a fourth period class. The kids are split up into 3 different groups: the apples, the grapes, and the lemons. And they do, interchange with the classes. Each class is led by a parent. And class category. So when thinking about offering a class for co-op, we would like it to be culturally relevant, inquiry-based, STEAM, entrepreneurship, or unit study. So what I believe on our form of offering a class, it'll ask, which category does this class fall under? To give you some ideas of what our past classes have been: Harlem Renaissance Unit Study, Geography, Game Schooling, Cultural Diversity and Art, How to Be an Activist, News and Information, Unit Study on the Gullah Geechee Culture, CSI Science, Google Workspace, and Financial Literacy. and registration. So, Jen, did you want to elaborate on the information on registration since you'll be handling that?
Yes, I'm still trying to get Tiffany and I'm not being able to do it. So we will be, I'm looking at if I updated this or not. So let me go a couple of slides ahead. Well, I can do this first. We're opening registration on Monday, October 30th for current co-op members. And then we're going to open registration for everybody else on November, I think it's the 2nd, the Thursday. The registration fee is going to be $25 per family. And it's due when you register. We're doing the registration also through the website. And as Ashley mentioned earlier, that's not going to include the background check. We're still working on who we're going to use for that. And also we are thinking that maybe this semester we may have some additional class fees, like for a science class or an art class, small additional fees so we can have specific supplies for like a specialty class. One thing I do want to tell you, if you have more than one kid, the only thing that's going to be tricky about registration is in order to register individual kids. So if you have 3 kids, you're going to choose that you have 3, but that's going to charge you 3 $25 fees. So I made a coupon code. So when you go and you're adding your details, the screen's going to look just like this. There's going to be a place here that says a coupon code. If you type in the number of kids that you have, it doesn't even have to be capital, it will reduce your fee down to the $25. So it'll be $25 plus a small little service fee for our credit card charge. So that's the only tricky thing you'll have to know when you're registering. And then there'll be a registration form for each kid there, so we know everybody's age and class level and things like that. So like I said, the dates for registration are going to be, we're going to open it on Monday, this coming Monday, October 30th, registration will be open. We'll put the link in the, I guess for current members, we'll put the link in our co-op group. And then we will open registration for everyone else on November 2nd. We are closing registration on November 13th. We're trying to get this stuff done before the holidays hit, and we're all over the place. And then we're going to have the workshop that Ashley was talking about that Kia is going to lead on November 16th. And a few days after that, on December 1st, the class proposals will be due so that then we can plan the classes for the next session. Yeah, I think that's it. You want to talk about this, Ashley, or you want me to talk about this?
We can both talk about it, but we're so proud of our entrepreneurship class series. So last year we had a pop-up shop in Live Oak, and our kids did so well. I mean, because you're in this community, so other people's kids feel like your baby. So when they're up there doing like their elevator speech of their products, it was the most heartwarming thing, because you're like, these are going to be future business people of America. But so we did it in Live Oak. This year we're going to do it at Yana Glug Gardens, which is Hemisphere Park downtown. And so it'll be a one-day affair, and our vendor fee is $25, and that's going to help cover the cost of the space, and that will include a 6-foot table. We are offering a series of 6 entrepreneurship classes that are leading up to the event during co-op hours from February 7th to March 13th. We've put a lot of time and energy into creating the classes so that the kids can have a project and actually be informed about their product and how to start a business and inventory, marketing. So we're excited to have this on March 23rd. And if you can opt out of participating in the entrepreneurship pop-up shop and you could just take the class if you wanted. That is also an option. And I do want to note that we do only have 25 spots available for the pop-up shop. Last year, we had 18 kids show up and participate. So I don't think it'll be an issue for us to reach it because our group has grown. Did I forget anything?
I don't think so. So I spaced out for a second. I was writing to someone. So you did say that it's also optional for co-op kids to do it or not. And if they're not doing it, they'll be doing game schooling during that time. You said that? Okay.
All right. And Elsa, what questions did you have?
Yeah, sorry about earlier. I was listening, but I was away from I couldn't reach the phone fast enough. But what I was trying to address, I know you talked about the registration opens for everyone that's not in the co-op on November 2nd. When will we actually know that we will be accepted into the co-op, and when do classes start?
Classes start on January 17th. I think I have it somewhere. Okay. And as long as there's not, if you're able to register, then you will be in. So it's limited on there. So once we hit our limit, it'll tell you that you were not able to register, that you'd be put on a wait list. So we don't foresee that happening. We weren't 100% full this time. We do have more interest than we did before, but if you get on November 2nd, I don't think there should be an issue with
you. Okay, and then also I had another question about the classes and the curriculum. I know that you want every parent to participate is what it sounds like, right? So going forward, is the class, I guess, is what's presented to the students, is that put together by For the Culture or the teacher that's in the class? How does that work?
Well, Kia, so everything is parent put together, but we realized this semester that some parents would have liked more support than we were offering. So Kia has been working on a list of classes that have resources to help support parents lead a class. And so that's why we're going to have a required co-op teacher parent development so that we can support parents who have never taught in co-op before, or parents who are first timers who would like to improve from their first time. So we're trying to make it a collaborative, supportive space, but they are parent put together resources. So if you find a curriculum or a short 6 weeks class that you're super interested in, we can help you try to facilitate it and break it down in lesson plans. But Kia would be a really good resource. Kia, do you want to add to that?
Yeah. I think you all covered everything. We are asking for it to be submitted prior, and then if there's particular resources that are being used, to just kind of list those so that we can all be aware of what we're using and make sure it kind of aligns with our culture and the things that we want to be sharing out. I think that was it. So there is some assistance, but if it's some parents have are ready to hit the ground running, have a lot of things that they're bringing to the table already, and we just give us a heads up on what that is so that we can make sure we're all in alignment and ready to go. And that's it. So I can be as much help or no help, just depending on what people would like.
That's what I was going to say. It's it depends, because, for example, in this current semester, Kia is teaching a CSI class that she is definitely adding to, but she started with a book that she's going with. I taught a Google, why can't I think, Google Sheets, Google Docs class in the lab, and I used a lot of pre-done lesson plans from Google. And then Ariel right now is teaching a class on Gullah Geechee culture, which she is 100% making up her own. So, yeah.
Okay. All right. That sounds great. And then, so obviously there's a little bit freedom in what you want to present to the kids.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
yeah, within kind of the topics that we said, and yeah, and if you submit something, we're going to try to be better. This is our like second semester having stuff being submitted. We're going to do better at getting feedback and working collaboratively in that way too, if needed. So we're pretty chill in that way, I think.
Okay, thank you.
Tiffany, I'm so sorry.
Welcome.
This is the first time we've used this, and Ashley and I had troubleshooted it before, but it's a little bit different on the test than it was for this. So we've just figured out that you have to go through your email link. I have been recording the whole thing, so I will post it. We're also happy to go back over a little bit once everybody has their questions answered, if you have some more questions.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
All right. Does anybody else, or Tiffany, do you have questions? Does anybody have questions about spring of 2024?
We were that thorough.
I think for those who got on later, we could probably, if Ashley wouldn't mind, I don't want to presume, Ash, but if we could start at the beginning, and then those who are done could go, because we did say 7:30 to 8:30, so we still have a few minutes, and then that'll give them maybe a chance to hear what they missed. I know we had a couple of people who were playing the in-out game with the technology winning for a little while, so if that's okay, Ashley.
I am okay. My kids are at basketball. I have time.
Do you want me to go back all the way to the beginning, or to do, I guess
Maybe, I think right there would be good, right?
requirements is good, yeah. Does anybody who has been here have more questions? Jennifer?
Yeah, I had a quick question for the entrepreneurship. So those that are in the co-op will automatically be enrolled in that class, or do we need to sign up for that?
So we're going to open registration for that first for co-op kids, but since there is the charge for it, and obviously there's more into it, the co-op kids don't have to do it, but they are going to get the first opportunity, because obviously we want co-op kids to be able to do it because we're going to have the class. If they don't want to do it, then during those 6 weeks, it's going to be during game schooling time, basically the last class, and so they could do game schooling instead.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I was going to add, if we have kids who want to participate in the class, maybe even create their creation, but don't particularly want to like create a lot of their creation and participate in the pop-up, I think that is also something that can occur. So that's just something to keep in mind.
And we are also planning to offer just that class of 6 weeks to the larger group if they want to participate in the pop-up. So we may have a few non-co-op kids that come just for that last hour for those 6 weeks. Anybody else? All right.
All right. So if there's no other questions, those of you who were here at the beginning, you can log off, or you can email us your questions, or shoot us a DM. We'll be happy to answer them.
And we'll be posting the registration links and everything in the groups when they become available. And I think by now I have your email addresses too from this registration. So I'll probably send an email the day that registration opens also.
All right, sounds good. Tiffany, did you want to stay on?
Yes, I have a sick kid, so I am muting my mic.
Okay, I'm so sorry. Hopefully they feel better.
Thank you.
All right, I don't want to take anybody
Thank you.
else.
Y'all have a good night.
Thanks. Bye, Jessica.
Bye.
All right, bye, Elsa.
Thank you, everybody.
All right, so Let's see. All right, so to start from the beginning, what our co-op requirements are. We ask that you attend at least 2 field trips for the space that our big group was offering. And this is just to ensure that your family is a good fit for co-op and we're a good fit for your family, that our principals align, that the kids get along well. And so it's for benefit of the co-op and theirs. And we are circling back around this information for those who relate. Something that's new this spring semester is we are requiring background checks for each participating adult. And so what that would look like, so for my specific situation, my husband has been known to substitute for me in co-op. And so I will require a background check. And since I rely on him to substitute sometimes, he'll have to require a background check to be a teacher for co-op. And we are asking that everyone submit a lesson plan. And they're open to teaching and being a teacher assistant. While we value everyone's contributions, it makes it equitable when everyone contributes to teaching a class. And so we are requiring that as a non-negotiable. We're also asking that you uphold a culture of respect, inclusivity, and cultural awareness. We love allies in the space. We just ask you to do the work, and we ask that people have the conversations with the kids about differences so that it remains a safe space for all parties. And then attend the Level Up Co-op teacher development. We want all of the families to feel supported in our space. And so we're creating, which we're leaning on Kia to lead, is a Level Up Co-op teacher development workshop. And this is just to offer collaborative work time together to help build out a class, to help you pick a class, how to facilitate a class. That way all families everyone feels supported and it doesn't become like this huge daunting task. And we can all share resources in that time. My brain went blank. We are an actively anti-racist community, so we ask that you familiarize yourself with racial injustices, speaking up against racism, and that starts with having at-home conversations. I believe the younger, the better, that you can read books, exposing your kids to diversity and building that empathy so that can build on the foundation of anti-racist kids for our future. And this is what our current, for spring 2024, we will be meeting downtown at a centrally located location, Cafe College, and we'll meet Wednesdays from 10 a.m. to 2:30, and we begin January 17th, and we will have an open house for the spring semester. And this is what our current class schedule looks like. So I believe in the spring, it'll look somewhat similar. It may change a bit. In the mornings, we do a social emotional learning, and then we go through first period, second period, then they have lunch, and then third and fourth. The kids are broken up into 3 groups. We have the apples, the grapes, and the lemons, and they're clustered by age groups. And when thinking about offering a class, we ask that it fit into one of these categories: inquiry-based, STEAM, entrepreneurship, or unit studies. And I believe on the form, when you're submitting a class, it'll ask you how the class that you're offering fits in one of those categories. And just to give you some ideas, our past classes that we have had were Harlem Renaissance unit study, geography, game schooling, cultural diversity and art, how to be an activist, news and information, unit study in Gullah Geechee culture, CSI science, Google Workspace, and financial literacy. Registration, it opens for our current co-op members October 30th. And then I believe November 2nd, it'll open for everybody else. And the registration deadline closes November 13th. Our current registration fee is $25 per family per semester. And this registration fee does not include the fee for background checks and additional supply fees. We are currently vetting companies on which way we're going to do the background checks. Usually the fees under $25, but because of how low our registration fee is per family, we definitely think it's doable. And depending on the classes, they may require a supply fee, but that will be determined once we get all our class offerings in. And a note about registration is if you're registering more than one child, you would put in the coupon code for 2, and it'll give you our cost for our co-op, which is $25 plus a service fee. So for example, I will be registering 2 kids. So I put their information in, and then it would show up as the $51.26. But then if I put in the coupon code 2, it'll give us the $25 plus the service fee. And then these are our important dates. Registration for current co-op members, since they do have priority, is October 30th. Registration for new members is November 2nd. Registration deadline is November 13th. And then our Level Up Teacher Workshop is November 16th. And then class proposals are December 1st. We are on a crunch because we want to get as much as this done before the holidays, so that we can respect everybody's time and energy. And the teacher workshop is required for everyone to participate. So we are offering a semester project, which is a youth pop-up market. We are going to host 6 entrepreneurship classes leading up to the event, and they will be offered the last class period of co-op. It will be downtown at Hemisphere Park or Yanaguaga. I can never say that word, Gardens. The vendor fee is $25, so this is separate from the co-op registration. This will help the cost of renting the space, and it will include a 6-foot table. And our classes will be February 17th to March 13th, and they'll learn about marketing and inventory, product development. So we're really, really proud of this class. And plus we have several families in our current co-op who are entrepreneurs. So we would love for our kids to have that entrepreneurship spirit. All right, any questions?
No.
I'm proud of you for going through it twice.
Oh,
I didn't stop recording, so we're learning on that too. I'm excited to actually record it.
Okay, that makes sense.
All right, we'll be posting more like the links when registration is open, and we'll probably, I'll post this video. So just watch out for that.
Thank you, ladies.
You're welcome. Thank you. I hope they feel better.
Thank you.
All right. Well, good night, everyone. Thanks for joining us for our Q&A.
Hi, Nikisha. Bye, Nikisha. She's gone.
Was she gone already?
I think so.
Are they sick over there?
No, she said bye. She's still here.
Yes.
Oh.
All right. Well, we learned something. I think that will be easier in the future. I'm just going to make sure. And once everybody learns, I'm going to stop recording.
Yeah, we just need to make sure we tell everybody to use the link.
I need to clean out my email folder. That's why I couldn't find my email.
And record.
I have 14,000 emails.